Here's how I manage my ADHD with zero medication. Now, if you've got ADHD, you probably are already feeling distracted and squirrely, and honestly, you probably already clicked off this video. But I quit taking any medication about 10 years ago because I just didn't like the way it made me feel. I felt like I wasn't me, I was like a zombie, and I'm typically somebody's pretty high energy. So if you want to learn how I've gone from being diagnosed with ADHD, feeling broken, like there was something wrong with me, being distracted and struggling with getting anything done, to now where I get to live in my zone of genius and show up in the world in a more calm and measured approach where I can run multi-million-dollar companies as the CEO, be sure to check out these 4 areas that I focus on to get the most out of my day and self-medicate without taking any medication. Number 1 is my mind. See, I learned a long time ago that my body has a certain type of energy and focus for different parts of my day. I don't know if you can relate to this, but you might wake up feeling like full of energy and focus, and then by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you can't even have a straight conversation with anybody. So what I've done is I've given myself permission to design my life in energy flows. What I do in the morning, what I do right after that, it's all designed to get my mind focused on the types of activities that I'm ready for based on the flow. So for example, I do all my creative work in the morning. Any design stuff, any research, just things that are gonna require like deep work, I do those first thing in the morning. And then I reserve my afternoons to conversations. I look at my day through energy so that my mind is focused and I don't get distracted based on the type of work I may have put that's not gonna support me. Number 2 is body. This is probably the biggest area. So I have this belief that we exhaust the body to tame our mind, which means that every single day I sweat. I work out, I exhaust myself, and by doing that, it's almost like it gives like a chiropractic alignment to my thoughts so that I can show up powerfully. The other thing that I don't do is I don't sit there and start my day by eating a bunch of sugar. You know, I do a pretty low carb, high protein diet because sugar will literally change the way I think. I've seen it so many times when I put that into my body, my thoughts change. I go from being optimistic and aspirational about the future to almost critical or pessimistic or like have this lack of abundance mentality. It's kind of crazy for me. Now, the other thing I take incredibly serious is my sleep. I usually sleep between 7 and 8 hours a night. I go to bed early and I wake up early. Now, I do this because I need to recover. I need my mind to recover. I need my body to recover. And because of that, I wear an Oura ring. I wear an eye mask. I have a white noise machine. I have a process for ramping down at the end of the day. I have a journal that I can write in if I've got anything spinning on my mind, because I want to park things so I can focus, get to sleep to get my 7 to 8 hours that night. Number 3 is time. So when I look at my calendar, I want every minute allocated. Now, some people are gonna break out in hives just even considering that. But what I mean is even the personal and the professional should be scheduled. Why? Because I don't want to allow my brain to sit down and go, what should I be doing with my time? So it's always allocated. Because of that, and I talk about this in my book, it's called The Perfect Week, I'm able to grab similar types of activities and batch them together. When I sit down to shoot video, I want to be doing a bunch of videos. When I sit down to do podcast interviews, I want to batch podcast interviews. When I sit down to do sales calls, no matter what it is, if I'm negotiating deals, I want all those meetings batched together. See, a lot of people think they can multitask, go from like one thing to the next thing. But I want you to consider this. If I asked you to go and list out 1 to 26 numbers, like count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to 26, and I asked you to do it, the average person can do it in about 5 seconds. If I asked you to scream out the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, the average person can do it a little bit faster and do it in about 4.5 seconds. But if I ask you to go 1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, it'll usually take people a minute to a minute and a half. So that took most people 20 times longer to multitask than to just start sequentially and work through things. That's why I batch my time. It allows my mind to focus, get the work done, ramp up into the energy or the creative state that I need to be in to do the work and not multitask. Number 4 is the team. See, I learned in high school, we used to have like school projects, which I wasn't the best in school, but this is how I learned about leadership and delegation. Is I would sit in this group with other people and there'd be divvying out different parts of the project, and I would always take the stuff that I love to do because I knew I would do it, and then find people that would do the things that I would feel like I'm working at. So if you have a business or you have people around you and you can negotiate who does what, I want you to consider taking the things that suck your energy that you naturally would run from and give it to other people. See, when we start working through other people that play at the things you work at, it changes your relationship with your mind, with time, with your calendar, with your work, right? And I know there's some times where you have to do the work. There's like tax season, I get it. Financial stuff, I hate doing it. I remember one of my tricks is actually to schedule time with my assistant to update things financially. So the other day I had to update my personal net worth sheet for a bunch of investments I was doing. So I just scheduled the meeting with my assistant as a forcing function to focus on the project at hand to get it done within that 30-minute block. So even having other people that might own stuff, delegating to them, but then having them schedule meetings with you so it's a collaborative meeting, that could change everything in regards to your ability to focus when it matters. One day you'll realize that 100% of your opportunity to move forward is turning your ADHD into a superpower. It's the reason why I've been able to go from a distracted CEO to somebody that's built a life of unlimited creation that I never have to retire from. Now, if you like these strategies and you want to learn more, be sure to sign up for my new newsletter that goes deeper on the strategies that I talked about, because I want to teach you how to build a life and a business that you don't grow to hate.